team here as well. Danelle Leva inspired us all with his Olympic bronze medal in the all-around in London. He's here to perform, and he is joined by his 2012 Olympic teammate and 2008 silver and bronze medalist, Jonathan Gordon. As well as another great gymnast, 2012 U.S. team alternate, Chris Brooks, and he's exciting to watch.
Sure, Bart Connor.
Thank you.
What's kind of the expectation of tonight? I mean, here you are, Olympian, Olympic gold medalist, and Steve's got you commentating on a kind of a three-ring circus.
Yeah, it's fun actually because I've been involved with this show. Well, we've done this 9 years in a row, this particular show. Mm-hmm. But I think more than 20 years ago or so, I was one of the performers in the show.
Really?
Yeah, and so we did a version of it a few years back, and it really has always been a fun sort of collaboration that makes sense between these two sports, gymnastics and skating, because almost everywhere I go and people stop and want to talk to me, they say, oh, we love watching gymnastics in the summer games, and we love watching, skating in the winter games. And so over the years, this show has sort of transformed a little bit because it's a combination of gymnastics and skating, and of course then also when you bring the live music piece to it, it really makes it a fun event. So I'm grateful that Steve Disson has been doing this all these years, and it's really fun for us all to get together because we don't often see each other. You know, you stay in your own little silo, whatever sport you're involved in, and so to build this kind of collaboration is really fun.
You're probably one of the most recognizable male gymnasts in men's, certainly in American men's.
Thank you.
Do you feel that sense of kind of when you walk into a gymnasium and there's, my God, there's Bart Connor?
Well, I'm grateful that people still remember me. It's been 28 years since I was in the Olympics, but I'm grateful for that. I stay out there a little bit. I'm doing television and I'm doing speaking engagements and some promotional activities, and I'm involved in a lot of charities. So I'm out there a lot. So I'm glad people remember me. But it's great. I'm also proud to celebrate this generation of athletes we have now. I mean, I was in London for 3 weeks this summer, working for sponsors, working for television, and of course, what a thrill to watch the Fierce Five, these women win the gold medal and represent the U.S. so well. And the men didn't have quite as good a luck, unfortunately, but they're young and they have another chance in 2016. So, yeah, it's fun to sort of be a part of that. We did our part a long time ago, but it's great to celebrate this generation now.
Do you find that, was you a role model when you were growing up?
Well, interestingly enough, I grew up in the Chicago suburbs. I love gymnastics, but I did every sport. I played Pop Warner football. I played hockey. I played wrestling, Little League baseball. We didn't have soccer, but we did everything. And it just seemed like gymnastics was right for me. So right away in the 70s, the stars in gymnastics on the world stage were the Japanese. So I just admired the Japanese gymnasts like Sukahara and Kasamatsu and Ken Motsu. I mean, these were the guys. So it's kind of funny for a kid growing up in the Chicago suburbs. I mean, I'm also cheering, for Dick Butkus and Ron Santo, and Ernie Banks. But at the same time, I knew about these Japanese and these stars in gymnastics also from the former Soviet Union. Because in the 70s and 60s, they just dominated the sport.
I think you took my question away. Cubs or White Sox?
Cubs. Northwest suburbs. So, but it's funny. People, if you don't know Chicago or Chicagoans, you don't get that question. It's hilarious. Yeah. I travel the globe, and people say, "Where are you from?" I say, "Chicago." It's Cubs or Sox. And you got to commit. You can't be, I guess it's probably, the Yankees and the Mets. I'm guessing it's the same thing. But anyway, yeah, I'm a Cubs fan.
Yeah. So this is an Ernie Banks, Ron Santo, Billy Williams. That's your time frame?
That's my group, right? Yeah.
Oh, gosh. And it's been a while. In fact, they're making this story up about how the Mayan calendar has been extended for 4,000 years, and they assume that'll be another 4,000 for the Cubs. This was on national news.
That's about right, I guess so. Right, because the world was supposed to end, or it's coming to an end in a couple of days.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so I'm glad they got the show in. when you sit down and you talk to the young gymnasts and they're looking for Bart Connor advice, that Connorisms, what is it that you really tell them?
Well, it's kind of funny. They don't ask for my advice anymore. I'm so far removed from them. But it's interesting. We do have a gymnastics school in Norman, Oklahoma. We have 1,463 students. It's a big program. And I don't coach there. I'm more an administrator and a cheerleader. But this year I started coaching a little bit because we have a 6-year-old son and he's interested in gymnastics, and he said, would I coach him? So I'm in there a couple of days a week, and it is really fun working with those kids and trying to get them to love it, to be passionate about it, to have fun with it.
Was it Nadia's song or Nadia that drew you to Nadia Coleman?
Well, I mean, the whole world fell in love with Nadia at the same time, of course. Mostly because not only was she adorable and she was amazing, most of the guys were like, wow, how come she can do that and we can't? I mean, she was better than all the guys, mostly. And and she was mysterious because she didn't have much to say, and I found that interesting. So I met her actually 3 months prior to the Montreal Olympics in Madison Square Garden at the American Cup, which we both won. It was the centennial year, and it was a competition that we both won. She doesn't remember me that day at all, but 3 months later she went on to win, those Olympic medals and score her first perfect 10. So it took me a lot of years to chase her down after that because, of course, she went back to Romania, and we didn't see much of her for a long time till she defected from Romania and came to the United States. So I reached out a hand to offer to help when she came here. And she came in the fall of '89, and I guess we started hanging around each other in 1990. And she moved to Oklahoma, where we live now, in 1991, and we've been married since '96. So, we've been married 16 years, and we've been together over 20.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Because you've got to be known that, you're the power couple in gymnastics. I mean, my God, Bart Carner, and I feel sorry for your son.
Yeah, well, that's why I haven't been too insistent on him doing gymnastics. If he wants to do it, I think it's a great foundation for all sports. You just think of the motor skill development and the balance and the strength and the flexibility. But I don't want to push him into it. If he wants to do it, that's fine. But because obviously at some point, one day I picked him up at school, and all of the kids in his school go to our gymnastics academy in our little town. And I picked him up, and he jumped in the car. He goes, "Daddy, did you know you and Mom are famous?" And it's just cute that he's kind of dealing with that a little bit. But if he wants to do gymnastics, great. But I don't want to push him into it either.
Yeah. What's the big difference now between when you were doing gymnastics and today you see the guys?
Well, on a technical level, the gymnastic equipment has changed a lot. So the mats are springier, the bars are springier. Everything's just a little bit more higher and more extreme.
Right.
For us to do one strength move on the rings was great, maybe 2, but now they do 6 or 7. For us to do one release move on the high bar was pretty spectacular, and now you got to do 3 or 4. So it's wilder, it's more extreme, it's probably a little more dangerous. I admire the kids what they're doing now. It just blows my mind what they can do. But that's on the technical side, and then on the other side, I think that there's probably there's a little more at stake. We were purely amateurs when we competed. There was no money to be made. That was never part of the formula. And so now, some of these kids have a chance to be, Olympic stars, and that changes the game a little bit because there is a little money involved, or for some, a lot. And, there's agents and there's managers and there's all other things. And so I'm proud of the kids. I don't resent it. I just think that, our era was a little bit different. The whole concept of being a professional athlete in the Olympics was a no-no back in the 80s and 70s. Now, of course, after the Dream Team in 1992, it's wide open. So, but I just think it's pretty remarkable. I have great admiration for what the athletes are doing now, and nobody's a bigger fan of gymnastics when I go to the Olympics than me.
It's terrific. I'm so thrilled. Welcome to Chautauqua County.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Bart.
This is a television special, so we're going to need a little help from you all. We'd like you to give a big shout out to the folks who will be watching from home. So if we can all together, on the count of 3, let's give them a real big cheer. Ready? 1,